it was a night like any other, only this time I was in a crypto trade with a $5,000 liability. And though it was cold outside, I found myself sweating profusely while staring at a red candle that signaled a $1,200 loss. The trade had moved against me. And to make matters worse, I had no stop loss in place. But this coin was supposed to go to the moon, I thought to myself in a state of quiet despair. At least that was what the crypto analyst guru on Twitter said. Buy the dip and win big, he had tweeted earlier that day. And now the coin continued to drop aggressively. In this moment, sitting at my computer, staring at the red screen, every breath I took felt like a heavy weight pounding on my chest. But why am I sweating in this cold weather? Could it be because the $1,200 loss was already too much money I could afford to lose at that moment? Could it be because the money I was trading with was a loan from my mom's retirement fund? Or could it be that I just needed a cold shower? I'll take the shower, I mused faintly to myself. And before I get back, I know the coin will have rebounded, at least to the level I can get my money back and get out of the market. So on that cold night, I went for the cold shower. When I got back, 2 new red candles had appeared on my screen. "I'm ruined," I lamented, so loudly that I almost woke my roommate, who was deeply asleep, oblivious to the deep shit I've gotten myself into. I sat back down, eyes blurry, and the pounding on my chest had returned with a vengeance. Here I was, staring at the screen, helpless, like a deer in a headlight, not knowing the next course of action, other than I'm now in over $2,500 loss. And just like that, I started sweating again. It was in this moment that I truly understood what it meant to trade under pressure. When your heart pounds violently, so much it feels like it will leap out of your chest, when it feels like you're carrying the weight of the world on your head, when it feels like this particular trade will be the end of your trading career. If I lose this money, there's no coming back, I thought to myself. The coin continued its free fall, and by now, what I had in my bank was $500 and some change. And that was when it dawned on me that the market was never coming back, that I'd allowed the Twitter crypto guru to destroy my life. My hand was heavy, but with the last strength I could muster, I moved my mouse to click sell and stop the bleeding. And on cue, the sweating stopped and was replaced with a cold chill from the inside. The feeling of trading under pressure I felt that night was so surreal that talking about it now takes me back to that night. The feeling was so intense that night that when my eyes cleared, I vowed never to feel this way again, never to trade under those conditions again. This was 6 years ago, and nowadays I've grown as a trader. I'm not that stupid trader who doesn't use stop loss anymore. These days, the idea of not setting a stop loss for any trade I'm taking is foreign and unimaginable for me. The idea of moving my stop loss or abandoning my original trading plan mid-trade no longer crossed my mind anymore. But I didn't just magically get to this point. It was through years of repeating some successful trader habits I learned. Going back to that fateful night, which in hindsight is one of the events that changed my trading forever, I found that before you start trading under pressure, your mind asks you 4 questions to put you in that state. And those questions are, should I close now for this small profit? Should I close now for this small loss? Should I move my stop? Should I double my position to make it back? Once your mind asks any of these questions and you start contemplating answering yes to any of them, know that you're about to take the pressure bait. If you're watching this video and you've traded the markets, I bet you've heard your mind ask you these questions before. I bet you felt the feeling of pressure in some of your trades. And I know you know it's days and nights like this when accounts get blown and trading careers are ended. A trader who is feeling the pressure of the trade he's in is prone to mistakes, prone to abandoning his trading plan and abandoning his risk management practices. To stop that cycle, you need a bridge from your emotions back to your logic. And that is exactly what we will do in this trading psychology video, transforming you into a calm, patient, and consistently successful trader. In this video, I will take you through the 5 steps I took to inculcate the habits that turned me into a calm, rational, patient, successful trader. Step 1. Can I lose this and still sleep tonight? If you were a betting man, you would have seen the following words on the websites of gambling companies. Only gamble with money you can afford to lose. Although this warning is usually obscured and often placed at the bottom of their websites, where most people won't see it anyway, although the warning sounds cliché, like something you've heard over and over again, this warning is the foundation of risk management in gambling and trading. Only trade with money you can afford to lose. Those words, write them out, pin it on top of your workstation. That's your gateway into becoming a calm, rational, patient, and successful trader. So what is the definition of what you can afford to lose? Upon hearing this, a lot of traders assume it's what you can financially afford to lose, but they can't be more wrong. What you can afford to lose includes what you can financially afford to lose and what you can emotionally afford to lose. That night, I wasn't panicking because I was weak or because the Twitter guru was wrong with his prediction. I was panicking because I was overexposed. A lot was at stake: my mom's financial future, the role I was playing in her financial ruin, and my life going forward. You could say that my leverage and exposure were too big for my nervous system. Every potential red candle felt like a direct hit on my identity, my future plans, and my sense of self-worth. I've since come to terms with the fact that risking more than I'm comfortable with, both financially and emotionally, is not being bold, it's being reckless. So, I made a rule for myself. If I cannot calmly accept the stop loss getting hit before I enter the trade, it simply means my risk is too big. For example, let's say my account is $1,000. If I risk 1% per trade, that's $10. If I risk 2%, that's $20. Now I always ask myself honestly, if I lose $20 on the trade, can I stay calm? Or will my entire mood change? If my mood swings violently from just one stop out, my risk is too high for where I am emotionally. And that's okay to admit. It just means I need to reduce my risk until I can think clearly, sit through normal volatility, and let the trade play out. You cannot build a calm mind on top of excessive risk. It doesn't matter how much motivation you listen to, if your position size is attacking your nervous system, your psychology will always break. Step 2. Will I trust my system with my eyes closed? When you ask most traders, what's a good trading plan? They'll tell you it entails a strategy with a known edge, entry point, and exit point, that is, your take-profit level or stop-loss level. On the surface, this is basically what a trading plan is, but this is too shallow a plan. This trading plan lacks the details of exactly what to do in the in-between. The in-between is the time between when you enter the market and when you exit the market. And it's this in-between that you tend to be under pressure. If this in-between isn't managed properly with a plan that accounts for it, disaster abounds. So, instead of just knowing what strategy you're using, know the expected value of the strategy. Expected value in trading is the anticipated average outcome of a strategy if repeated many times, calculated by weighing potential profits against potential losses based on probability. A positive EV indicates a profitable edge, while a negative EV predicts long-term losses. This will help you make rational, data-driven decisions rather than emotional ones when you're in the in-between. EV equals your strategy's win probability multiplied by your average win minus your strategy's loss probability multiplied by your average loss. Your strategy's expected value helps you trust your trading strategy over time. And it also helps you stay calmer in the in-between, whether you're losing or winning. When a lot of traders say, "I have a trading plan," their entry and exit is just an idea of a point in the market. That's not a plan, that's a suggestion, and suggestions don't survive pressure. So, here's what I started doing when it came to my entry and exit points. Before I enter any trade, I must be clear on 4 things. 1. Why am I entering? What is the exact condition, break of structure, rejection off a level? 2. Where I'm wrong, the exact price level or structure point that invalidates the idea. 3. Where I'm getting out if I'm right, that is the target zone or exit logic. And 4. How much I'm willing to lose, the exact amount as a stop loss. If I can't answer those 4 clearly, I don't enter, no matter how good it looks. Because once I'm in the trade, my only job in the in-between should be execution, not improvisation. Let me say it like this. If you're still figuring things out after you've opened a position, you don't have a trading plan. Instead, just like me on that fateful night 6 years ago, you just funded your emotions. Step 3. Stop predicting, start playing the odds. If you're trading under pressure, all it means is that you're too attached to the outcome of that particular trade, as if you'll never get another opportunity in the market again, as if this trade signifies the end of your trading career, just like I was thinking that night all those years ago. Being too attached to the outcome of a particular trade is what quietly destroys most traders. They let one single trade decide whether they feel smart or stupid. They let one trade determine if they are meant for trading or not. One win, and I'm telling anyone who cares to listen, I've cracked it. One loss, and it's maybe the strategy and trading pair isn't for me. But that mindset creates insane pressure, because now every position you take feels like a test of your identity. But trading is a game of probabilities, not personal judgment. Even a high-quality setup can lose and will lose at one point. And even a bad setup can win. The outcome of any single trade does not define your trading skill. What defines it is your ability to execute your trading plan that we discussed earlier, your consistency over a series of trades, your risk control over dozens, even hundreds of trades. And at this point, if you implement steps we discussed earlier properly, with time, adopting a probabilistic mindset takes care of itself, because it will lead you to adopt 2 mental rules. Number 1, this is just one trade in a large series. Number 2, my job is to execute my edge, not to be right every time. This shift alone will reduce a lot of the pressure you feel when you trade. Now, you won't need this particular trade to make you feel good about yourself. You need this trade to be one more data point in a well-managed system. Because if you still feel the need for one particular trade to win so you can feel okay, you've already given your emotions to the market, and the market has no problem using it against you. Step 4. Mind cleansing, pre- and post-trading. You should have found that on the days when your mind is cluttered before you start trading, it's easier for you to abandon your trading plan and risk management plan in the in-between. And when this happens, you start trading under immense pressure. To combat this, make sure you sleep well and are well rested on the days you'll trade. If you can, meditate constantly and consistently. This will, with time, help you quieten your monkey brain that always comes online when you trade and makes you panic unnecessarily. On your trading days, eat a proper diet that's preferably low glycemic to avoid brain crash as you trade. Stay hydrated and try to limit outside opinions and overstimulation as much as possible. And after your trade, if you took a big loss or a big win, don't just jump straight into another trade. Don't try to make it back or push your luck. Both of these actions are emotional actions. I created a simple post-trade hygiene routine. After each trade, win or lose, I ask 3 things. Did I follow my plan? Yes or no? What emotion was strongest? Fear, greed, impatience, FOMO? And what is one thing I can do better next time? That's it. No drama, no self-hate, just observation and adjustment. And if I feel shaken, like after a big loss or emotional spike, I give myself a mandatory cool-down period. It might be for the rest of the trading day or the rest of the trading week. What I don't try to do is emotionally fix myself with another trade, because the market is not my therapist, it's my workplace, and I need a clear head when I'm there. Every winning trade you close just became more rewarding. With Ultima Market's extra 1% profit promotion, you earn an additional 1% on top of every profitable position. Close a trade with $1,000 profit, you get $1,010. Make $5,000, walk away with $5,050. It's that simple. No complicated calculations, no hidden requirements, just an automatic bonus added to every winning trade over $1 from July 2nd, 2025 to June 30th, 2026. Whether you're trading Forex, indices, commodities, or shares, your profits just got better. Join Ultima Markets using the links in the pinned comment and description to activate this offer. New or existing clients can get started in seconds. Start earning more on every win, because your success deserves to be rewarded. Step 5. Do it over and over again till it becomes a habit. Doing steps 1 to 4 repeatedly will gradually rewire your mind. If you're consistent with them this month and you stop doing them the following month, your brain also stops rewiring itself, and it gets harder to stay disciplined, stay calm, stay rational, stay patient, and stay successful. You'll make mistakes along the way, but eventually, like me, you'll look back and think about how stupid you were trading without a stop loss. You'll look back and see how stupid it was to move your stop loss or panic to take that small profit. And just like me, with time, you'll point at beginner traders and laugh at them for doing what you used to do. If you want to go deeper into the trading plan of successful traders, you can watch this video here. And if you want to go even deeper into trading psychology and get instant access to exclusive life-changing content I don't post here on YouTube, join our Telegram channel. The link to join is in the description of this video. Finally, if you found this video helpful at all, please use that like button to let me know. Subscribe if you're new here and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching.